much to celebrate. There may be areas in which it's fine for us to ruminate. It's our responsibility to make the common people see this country will not thrive on violence, but on high philosophy. Yes, if France wants to grow, then look to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and success will ensue. Or if ideas are scant, then try Immanuel Kant. We need a man who can if we're gonna pull through. So allow us to enlighten you. Let us expand your mind. At the Academy, that's what we do. We're working for the benefit of mankind. Every man is equal. Every man is free. The nation must do what it can to preserve each man's liberty. No man should be accused, detained, arrested, or oppressed, lest it's suggested there's been impropriety. Each man may write, each man may speak, each man may question and critique, each man may freely communicate thoughts and opinions, each man may dream. So allow us to enlighten you. Let us expand your mind. At the Academy, that's what we do. We're working for the benefit of mankind. You watching too? In there. I
No,
thought you were.
I wasn't doing anything.
Huh?
I mean, I wasn't doing anything I shouldn't be.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm doing everything I shouldn't be. You see, this is my first time out since 1789. I've been locked away for 5 years. I've only been allowed to do the shopping because my father's ill and my mother wants to look after him. I'm free! Breathe it in, breathe in that air.
I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, not great. What is that?
Sewage and death.
I hear there's been a lot of that. Oh, I'd love to see one, actually. Are there any viewings on today? Do you know? I could catch a matinee.
At this rate, you'd be the leading lady. Seriously, you shouldn't start up conversations willy-nilly. I could be anyone. And this city is built on
The crushed hopes and dreams of my fellow women.
rumor. And that's exactly the sort of thing you shouldn't be saying out loud. I could report you for that.
Oh, you're not that petty, are you? That would be quite mean. And you don't even know my name, so it'd be hard to report me.
What's your name?
Sophie Germain. Oh, damn it.
Fortunately, I don't make it my business to report people. I have more to occupy myself with than politics.
More to occupy yourself with than the inner workings of society and how our nation is governed. That's a big old claim. Well, don't leave me hanging. What are you occupying yourself with? I hope it's something fantastically niche, like crochet.
Mathematics.
Shut up. Me too!
That's nice. Did you have a governess? What I mean is, I'm going to be a mathematician. I just got into the new university.
There's a university.
And I got the highest mark in your entrance exam. I'll be starting next week. In there are some of the most esteemed mathematicians in the world, and they've set it up. Laplace, he worked with my school, gave me extra lessons on the side. And Lagrange, he'll be a tutor there.
Lagrange, as in Joseph Louis Lagrange. That was him in the flesh. Oh, is there anything more heavenly than his miscellanea torrentia? The form of the curve at any time t is given by the equation y equals a sine of mx times sine nt. Oh, and I just love the section on echoes.
You read that, but you're...
I have breasts and a vagina. Oh, it's true.
Oh my God.
Goodness, it's not as if I got them out. Relax, it's just anatomy.
Lagrange, you're right, has the most impressive mind. Unfortunately, he's been troubled off lately. Something about emotions, melancholy. So Laplace tells me.
Right.
But I'm sure he'll snap out of it once I dazzle him with my potential.
You might want to ask him before you dazzle him with that. He might not be ready.
I must say, I'm a little taken aback by the extent of your understanding.
Well, how generous of you.
Simeon Denis Poisson.
How touched am I that the esteemed Simeon Denis Poisson, the future face of mathematics, is taken aback by little old me.
I can't tell if you're joking. Sorry if I sound patronizing, but numerically minded as I am, I'm struggling to do the maths here.
Ah, well, you see, I defy explanation. Or perhaps, Simeon Denis Poisson, I just don't fit with your narrow understanding of this world. Perhaps you need to expand your horizons.
I just found it very hard to imagine a woman reading Miscellanea to Renencia.
Oh, I read that when I was 13. Locked up, starved of new experiences. What did my parents expect to happen? 12 o'clock, dead of night, an adventure in the moonlight. I'm unwatched, finally free, on my journey to the library. A treasure trove of knowledge sits there waiting just for me. Mathematics, Latin, classics, language, and history. So illuminating, no time to stand here waiting. Curiosity will light the way, 'cause all it takes is a single spark, and the world grows brighter. One flame's enough to navigate the dark, to take the lead. One spark is all you need. Take a look, breathe it in, feel a brand new chapter begin. Read the room, that's what they say. Well, I'll do my best without delay. Here we have the sciences, I guess I'll take a peek. John Etienne Montoucla's Histoire des Mathématiques. Finding out the story of those who came before me. Curiosity will light the way, 'cause all it takes is a single spark, and the world grows brighter. One flame's enough to navigate the dark, to take the lead. One spark is all you need. Oh, Mama, have you heard of Archimedes? He was a Greek mathematician who was so invested in his work it got him killed. How amazing is that? Well, maybe amazing isn't the right word, but imagine that level of focus. Syracuse captured by the Romans after a 2-year siege, and he's just like, give me 5. I really need to work on my circles. Or in Latin, noli tabare circulos meos. She was having none of it, of course. I was dragged back to bed each night, but I wasn't about to give up. What I love about Fermat is the mystique. You know, in his copy of Arithmetica, he wrote next to Diophantus' Sum of Squares problems, I have discovered a truly marvelous proof of this, which this margin is too narrow to contain, and just left it at that. What a fox. Now everyone in the world is trying to figure it out. She finally saw the futility of what she was doing. So instead, she left me in the library, but took away my blankets and jumpers and put out the fire in the room. Professor Lagrange, one of the greatest living mathematicians, works here in Paris. He's already won the French Academy of Sciences prize 5 times. He wasn't wealthy like most academics, but even with limited resources and the odds stacked against him, he persevered. You can try to pull me down, but I am only gonna jump up higher. The winter weather's not enough to put out this fire. I'll just burn brighter. 2, 3, 4, 5 years vanish in the blink of an eye, and left to my devices, my ideas start to multiply, and they grow clearer every day, plotting out the story. Who knows what lies before me? Curiosity will light the way. I've read everything we have, twice. What am I meant to do now? I can't exactly stroll into a university, can I?
Well, I suppose you could have a look at this. It's the questions for the entrance exam. It's really hard. Probably too hard. I kept my copy to reflect on, but I've memorized it now.
'Cause all it takes is a single spark, and the world grows brighter. Question 3. To multiply a right line given into 2 parts. Given line AB...
Finally, I thought I gave you a simple enough task. To put it in your language, money plus request for bread plus permission to go out and get it equals Sophie returns with bread. Yet here she is with a set of maths problems. Please tell me you also have the bread.
Ta-da! I've had the best day. I smelled sewage and death. I swung past the guillotine on the way back. In the queue for bread, I saw a man get arrested for tutting. Then I spied on the Academy of Sciences and met a university student who gave me this. I can't believe you kept me locked in for 5 years. No wonder I'm not normal.
You were never normal.
Papa is going to be so impressed when I show him the answers to these. Is he feeling any better?
Slight improvement, but you need to stop going to those assembly meetings. The flare-up is ulcer.
Obviously, I don't wish illness on Papa, but if he could prolong it for a little bit longer so that I can carry on doing the shopping, that would be great.
It's a miracle you made it back in one piece.
Don't worry, I didn't climb onto a plinth and shout, "A lump de googe" from the rafters. Women, when will you cease to be blind? What? Shh.
Juliet next door. Well, her husband's second cousin's wife's sister quoted de Gouges in public, simply to make a point about how she disagreed with her. But someone was listening in, and she was arrested and tried, and now she's only got one leg.
I could still study maths on one leg.
Oh, it'd be near impossible to find a husband.
Even better.
Sophie, it's important.
Oh, Mother, not this again. Look around. Look at where we live. We have everything we need. We have a library, a study. We live in luxury compared to the majority of Paris. Today I saw that with my own eyes. In what world do I need a husband?
How did I raise such a presumptuous girl? Where did I go wrong?
Revolutionary idea. But what if I provided my own income? I know that if I worked hard enough, my mum, I could do it. I could create something which matters, which people want to read.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
You know what? I do want to get married.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Oh, to maths.
Sophie, you're 18 years old. It's time to get that big nose out of those books and start smelling the coffee. I thought if I was patient, then eventually you grow up and start behaving sensibly. Well, you had your chance and you blew it, so I'll do what I can. I'll teach you everything that you need to know. Teach you all the tricks in my portfolio. Going on getting past your prime. So quick, let's find you a man. I must profess that you're a mess. Better start cleaning up your act. Brush up your style, the soft that smile. For all the men you might attract, you'll have potential once we iron out those quirks. It's time you see just how a woman works. Come on. Oh, God. It's huge. So stick with me, hon, and I can promise in no time at all we'll find you an Adonis. You'll be the domestic queen that he cannot resist. Come on. You'll need to look alluring, oh, but not disarming. Just a touch of rouge could get you your Prince Charming, be he banker, dentist, lawyer, or optometrist. But I digress, you're still a mess. Better stop cleaning up your act. Brush up your style, the stuff that smile. For all the men you might attract, you'll have potential once we iron out those quirks. It's time you see just how a woman works. It's time you see just how a woman works. Don't be too fat, don't be too thin. Don't shoot too little or too much skin. Not tons of makeup, but enough. Maintain a balance of soft and tough. Don't be uptight, but do not slack. Make an effort, but seem laid back. Stay flexible, but resolute. Be seductive, but keep it cute. Listen to the words I speak, and you will find the man you seek. Yes, I confess you are a mess, but now we're cleaning up your act. Brush up your style, the soft and smile. For all the men you might attract, you'll have potential once we iron out those quirks. It's time you see just how a woman works. It's time you see just how a woman works. It's time you see just how a woman works. Joseph Joseph, you'll be leading the lecture series on celestial mechanics, and Adrian, you'll associate on polynomials. Yes?
Wonderful!
Joseph!
Sorry, both. Leading the series in, what was it?
Celestial mechanics.
Yes, my apologies, of course. It is exciting to be opening our doors on Monday.
You sound positively thrilled.
I, for one, am ecstatic.
And you have enough energy for all of Paris, Adrian. Any chance you give some to our friend here?
I'm sorry, I can't get over it. Lavoisier? What is happening to Paris?
Joseph.
Amongst friends, I can be candid, can't I?
Of course you can.
It's difficult to comprehend. He saved my life, and now, after all he did for France, he was working for the good of the public. Yet because he was an aristocrat, because he invested his wealth to accrue more, which, to be clear, is the self-same money he used philanthropically to improve and advance society, well, because of that, he is deemed a suspect, a criminal of the state, tried and executed within a few days. What is a suspect? What makes a suspect? These days, nothing more than an unsubstantiated claim, a perceived opinion, rumor. Evidence is no longer deemed necessary. Yet just a few years ago, the revolutionaries were fighting for transparency, openness, weren't they? Now they perpetuate what they contested. We are logicians, and there is no logic here.
Lavoisier saving your life and his arrest are not linked, Joseph. These are not rational thoughts.
Well, if I may, the fact that Lavoisier was able to use his position of influence just a couple of years ago to help Joseph when now that position is deemed a crime, I do believe there is a
What
link
is
there.
deemed best for the state ebbs and flows in the years of tumult. That is to be expected.
I don't understand how you can talk about it in such a detached manner. In public, yes, but in our company? Do you not trust us, Pierre? Or do you really think the state has acted justly?
I think it's not for me to judge how the state has acted. We are at the state's mercy, as we all are. It's for us to refine the timetable of the École, which will hopefully train a new generation of engineers for the good of the nation.
Quite right. But Joseph, I do hope you...
Thank you.
What you need is a protege, like Pierre has young Poisson.
You won't find any better than Poisson.
Well, it isn't a competition, but to see a spark of something in the young, can be a wonderful motivator. Makes you feel all is not lost, so to speak.
Oh gosh, we do have a flair for the dramatic today, don't we? All is not lost really now. And unfortunately, no one even came close to Poisson's score in the entrance exam, so I'm not sure where you're going to find this protege.
It was just a thought. Probably a silly one.
No, it was a pithy thought, Adrian. Thank you.
Sometimes you find treasure in the most unexpected places.
Was it Papa? He seemed better yesterday.
Yeah, he perked up after seeing you. Well, he's dipped a little again since.
He'll be fine. He's made of strong stuff.
Actually, there's someone I want to introduce you to.
Unless it's a maths professor, I am not interested.
Well...
It is.
No. Sophie, I've been thinking, and why don't we meet somewhere in the middle, a compromise of sorts?
Well, the university's been open for a month now. If you've decided Papa can go and speak to someone there on my behalf, well, he needs to hurry up and get better.
No, nothing like that. I have found you a suitor who's a student at the École. That's exciting, isn't it? And if you were to marry, you could cook his meals, wash his clothes, while potentially discussing maths at the same time.
That is the most disgusting thing I have ever heard.
Here he is. Antoine, you can come in now, dear.
I really don't think you'd like having me as a wife.
Sophie, what she means is she's a work in progress, as all 18-year-olds are. Now, Antoine, you're a student at the new university, aren't you?
Yes.
And you're enjoying it there?
You know, if you ask him an open question, he'll say more.
Sophie, don't be so rude.
What did you think of the entrance exam?
Well, I scraped a pass. It's not really my thing. My parents want me to be an engineer. Blah.
Just imagine that. My mother wants me to shut up and wear pretty clothes.
That sounds all right to me.
So good to hear you two are getting along. Sophie, why don't you go show Antoine some of those dresses that you never wear? And I'll leave you two alone for a little while.
That's a relief. I get a little on edge when mothers are around. They kind of matter more than the wife, in terms of making an impression.
How wonderful to hear you say so. Should we cut to the juicy stuff?
Goodness, we're not even married yet.
I mean, the maths, obviously.
Oh.
What do you think about the calculus of variations? What about Gauss's theory? The new metric system? I did the entrance exam for the École at home. And no, I will not tell you how I came into contact with the paper. If I've learned anything from my mother, it's that the walls have ears. And it is not proper for a woman such as myself to be filling my head with ideas like this, is it? I'd like to avoid arrest and keep both legs, if at all possible.
Right.
But I did it. I completed it. And there were a few challenging parts, weren't there? But that's its raison d'etre, to sort the wheat from the chaff. And excuse my bluntness, LeBlanc, but in this equation, I'm the wheat and you're the chaff, you see?
I'm lost.
Exactly. Question 2, for instance. It looks tricky, but if C equals 3.14159 and Cn equals the corresponding semi-conjugate, then N equals the semi-transverse diameter of the section, and R equals O plus N plus the semi-transverse minus
What
C.
are you?
A freak of nature. A woman with a brain.
Ah! It's just such a shame. You don't even need a brain. And here I am, almost guaranteed to fail my course. I haven't submitted anything for the last 2 essays. And you know what they say, 3 strikes and you're out. If only I could just take your brain and pop it in here, that'd be fine.
Antoine Leblanc, you're a genius. I can see that you're stuck, you're running short on time, and you're out of luck, but there may be a way to advance. Now my plan isn't fully refined, but with me by your side, then perhaps with our talents combined, you'll at least have a chance. We'll have to do this quickly if you're going to keep your spot. This proposal could be risky, but it might be all you've got.
What exactly are you proposing?
When's your next essay due?
Tuesday, 4 o'clock.
Well, the preparation's gonna be a bit ad hoc, but the timing should more or less fit. Listen closely. 3 hours before your paper is due, there'll be a finished assignment sitting right here waiting for you to collect and submit. So wave goodbye to esoteric diagrams and charts. You and I will be rewarded if we play our parts. Say hello, brand new you. Never worried or distressed, 'cause I'm completing every test. In the background, yes, all you have to do is leave the tricky parts to me. Perhaps we'll salvage that degree. How does that sound to you?
And you're doing this purely out of altruism?
Well, it would give me a chance to sink my teeth into some real maths. And I was hoping that in return, perhaps, you'd pretend to be my suitor to get my mother off my back.
Oh, I see. There's a catch. Although I think it's fair to say we're not a perfect match, I'll admit I'm intrigued by the scheme. So I'll accept. I'll play my part. I'll send you amorous letters full of fabulous words from the heart. Yes, Casanova's on your team.
Please don't do that.
So wave goodbye to your mother, counting your love life's losing streak. 'Cause I'll be sending roses every other week.
Say hello, brand new you.
Sailing through the year with ease. Say
so far has been as expected, of an extremely high standard. We're into, what is it, week 6 of your first term? How have you been finding the Ecole so far?
Oh, it has exceeded my expectations, Professor. To have your support and to be taught by such respected academics is all I ever wanted since I was a little boy. For a long time, I didn't think it was possible.
Well, I always say a student's origin should not matter. Coming from humble beginnings should not prevent your path into higher education. In fact, all it means is that you've had to work harder to get here. I know you've had a tumultuous upbringing, and not having your family to guide you, well, I'm just glad our paths crossed when they did.
Me too, Professor. I don't wish to sound sentimental, but it has changed the course of my life.
Well, I'm very proud of you, Simeon. I know you'll go far.
The only thing I would say is Professor Lagrange.
Oh, I know where this is going.
He's very brilliant, of course, but he seems a bit distracted in lectures.
Yes, it's difficult. He's the lead professor, you see, so there's not a lot I can do. To be frank, he's been struggling for a while. He's lost his way, mathematically, so to speak. I may need to go above his head to the academy in order to, well, help things along. In the meanwhile, keep doing what you're doing, my boy. You are performing wonderfully. I can see you understand the beauty and elegance of our subject. How about the social side of things? Made any friends yet?
Not really, sir. I found it a bit hard to fit in. It's kind of always been like that for me, so I'm sort of used to it. And school is more for studying than making friends. And I need to keep my scholarship, so...
Oh, yes, of course. So, it's good to have one friend, you know, if you can find him. Useful to have someone to bat ideas against, you know, someone who isn't a seasoned pro, so to speak. I understand your difficulty, your cohort. Well, they're a band of veritable nincompoops. The collective noun for nincompoops, what do we think? A twit of nincompoops?
A frown?
Oh.
A plop? A disappointment?
Oh, a very good. A disappointment of nincompoops. I like it.
Pierre, I found him.
Joseph, I'm in the middle of a very important discussion with a student here.
Good morning, Professor.
It's our midterm review, you know, Poussin, don't
Pierre,
you?
it is very prudent that you come to my office immediately. Adrian is there already.
Oh, really?
This instant, please.
Right as you say. Apologies, Simeon, I will return post-haste.
I found him!
Yes, you keep saying, but who you're referring to finding, I have no idea.
My protege.
How exciting!
Yes, Adrian, and you were right. I feel, well, energized, inspired.
Well, come on then. Who is it?
Are you ready?
Tell us, I can't wait any longer.
Antoine Leblanc.
LeBlanc, surely I read LeBlanc's first 2 essays. He would have insulted mathematics less if he'd physically dug up Pythagoras and defecated on his corpse.
That's true, and yet, my friends, I feel that I should mention it has come to my attention that Monsieur Leblanc has much more to him than meets the eye. He's undergone a transformation, and with each new grand equation, I grow surer that this former ignoramus is our guy in essay number 1. We didn't have much fun. His style was lazy, and his sums were muddled, hazy, and slurred. But in essay number 5, the words seem to come alive. It's like a story, and I'm hanging on his every word. Antoine Leblanc, you've changed your ways. Now welcome to the rest of your life. It's time to set this world ablaze. So welcome to the rest of your life.
Reading this wondrous number theory gets me feeling rather teary to think that overnight one man could go from dull to bright. It's mad.
For one who struggled with division, he now scribes with some precision.
The man makes maths exciting,
He's even cleaned up his handwriting.
and credit where it's due. Leblanc's success is down to you. Your lectures changed him from the dunce he was when he first enrolled. You created him anew. You're the jet black polish to his shoe. Yes, like an alchemist, you've taken lead and turned it into gold. Antoine Leblanc, you've changed your ways. Now welcome to the rest of your life. It's time to set this world ablaze.
back in just 1 week.
It's music to my ears.
Undefeated, no one holds a candle to his great technique.
He outshines all his peers.
This kid has what it takes to hit the top. LeBlanc is here to stay and he won't stop.
Stop. Antoine, let go. You change your ways.
Now welcome to the rest of your life. It's time to set this world ablaze. So welcome to the rest of your life. Yes, for a man like you, the worries will be few. You'll use your genius to set aside your troubles and strife. To you, LeBlanc, God bless we raise. So welcome to the rest of your life.
Oh! Maths problem. See what I did there? It's a pun.
No, the maths is fine, thank you. The problem is the man.
The man you mean LeBlanc. But it seemed to be going so well for the two of you. Surprisingly so, in fact.
Yes, except he's not here. He was meant to be here 2 hours ago. He needs to be here. It's nearly the deadline. 3 strikes and you're out. We're on strike 3, Mum.
Sophie, you can't be setting rules and deadlines. He's a man. He was always going to roam to some extent. That's just how it is. If you make him feel like a cage animal, he'll just resist you more.
You really don't get it.
I know you think I'm an old bint, but I was young and quite riveting once upon a time, and I had a number of gentlemen callers. There was Jean-Jacques Francois, Jean-Jacques Claude, Jean-Claude Louis Denis, Jean-Claude Plier, and Paul. Not to mention your father, of course, the best of the lot. 18's quite old, it's true, but there's still a little bit more time to shop around if things aren't walking out with LeBlanc. Though it seems like a nice enough boy to me. A little vacant. To be honest, I'm surprised you tolerate him at all, since you're an awful snob intellectually. But I guess some people like to feel like the brains of the relationship,
Mum,
don't they?
is Papa asleep?
Yes. Actually, he's not doing great today. It'd be nice if you could sit with him for...
3 strikes and you're out of the Ecole. If we miss this deadline, we're through. I won't have access to the notes or reading materials anymore. Oh, all you had to do, LeBlanc, was to pick up the essay and take it from A to B. But you couldn't do it, could you? Well, I'm not going to sit back and let my future drip down the drain. I've always been a fiend for logic, and logic would dictate. If an instrument is faulty, one really should recalibrate. We strive to improve and advance. That's the battle cry of modern France. So you could say that it's my duty to society to brighten up LeBlanc's blank canvas with a little splash of Sophie. Just think what I could achieve with a nom de plume up my sleeve. The gates would fly open, a new world inside, limitless. Thoughts would take flight. If I could be LeBlanc, I wouldn't waste my chance. I do it right. wait, I won't toe the line. When destiny comes calling, you just can't decline. Now it's my turn.
Looking for a friend. On the hunt for a friend. Be cool, Simeon. Oh, that isn't a response to the question on analytic functions by any chance. I said, that isn't a response to the question on analytic functions by any chance.
It is actually.
Okay, can I ask, what did you think of part 6? I found that no matter what I tried, I couldn't calculate sets function.
Oh, I shouldn't.
I would love to hear your approach.
Well, I was confused initially too, but then I tried calculating Z's function by approaching it first from the horizontal direction and then from the vertical direction.
Intriguing. That is a different way of doing things. Are you unwell? You are standing quite strangely.
My eyes are sensitive to light.
Shall I have a look at them?
No! Oh, it's you. I mean, your reputation precedes you, Poisson.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm sure I've seen you before. What did you say your name was?
LeBlanc.
Oh, yeah, I know it. Your family are silk merchants.
Yeah, that's
No,
it.
wait, I'm wrong. LeBlanc. Your family are bunkers, aren't they?
Yeah, some of us, and some of us are the other thing you said. It's a mix. We like to mix it up.
Oh, how curious. You know, I heard you were a bit of a dud, LeBlanc. A bit of a waster. And here you are with a rather compelling theory on analytic functions. Perhaps the rumors were ill-judged.
Perhaps. Anyway, I really do need to be getting going.
What's the rush?
Well, I've got a set of Diophantine equations at home that aren't going to solve themselves.
Was there a lecture on that?
I don't know, I haven't been to any yet. On Diophantine equations, that is. But I've read a lot of books. You know what it's like. Bye!
What's your favorite? A book, I mean.
Euler's Mechanica.
You're right, Euler's a legend.
Euler is life.
Euler be damned if you disagree. Most overrated publication.
Pascal's treatise on the arithmetic triangle.
Controversial. Found it a bit obtuse.
Do you specialize in terrible puns? And I do, actually. I don't really think he's saying that much.
Ouch. Tough crowd for Pascal. Though I see where you're coming from. I'm still a big fan. Would you like to have a drink? If your eyes are okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah, they're feeling a lot better, thank you. But I do need to be getting back. I'm not.
Socialized? No, me neither. But I would really appreciate talking to a like-minded chap about maths. And since we have so effortlessly dodged the idle chit-chat and sailed straight into the juicy stuff, I thought it would be prudent to carry on with the lubricating power of ale to assist us.
Well...
Come on, just one. Talk me through your paper.
Okay, well, I started by...
Well, this is new. I've administered a rendezvous. Look at me sitting here with my beer as if this is what I always do. But truthfully, though I flourish academically, been so advanced for my years, scarce my peers, life's not easy as a prodigy. But to explore the mysteries of the universe with someone as erudite as you, well, it feels like, I don't know, you've got me lost for words, LeBlanc. So cheers to something new. So I'll pretend
Good grief, how did
that I'm
I
the kind of
end
chap
up
who'll
in
often
a pub
spend an
rating
evening
as
with
a
a friend,
guy?
making quips, giving tips. I don't
Why,
want this night
God,
to ever end.
why?
Yes, to debate
Perhaps the
100
7
topics
pints
with
for
my
beer
new
have
classmate
left
is
his
truly
vision so
quite a thrill.
unclear.
I
He
admit
can't
it's such a whim
demystify
that I find hard
my
to concentrate. But to explore the mysteries of the
He talks a
universe
lot, but I can
with someone
see
as erudite as
he
you,
could be
well, it
just the
feels
friend
like I
I
don't know,
need.
as
It's like
if
I've known you
a case
of deja vu.
I watch a multitude of galaxies unfold before my eyes.
Celestial bodies gliding effortlessly through the evening skies. Two minds uniting on the hows and wheres and whys. What an astronomical surprise! To explore the mysteries of the universe with someone as erudite as you. Well, it feels like I don't know
If this weren't happening right now, I'd think it were too good to be true.
Well, this is me.
All right, well,
It was good to chat.
well, farewell for now, comrade. Wait, LeBlanc, you live that way, don't you? I'm sure I've seen your crest before, a big house with a blue door.
Yeah, that's it. Big house, blue door. I was just gonna walk around the block one more time to clear my head. I don't drink very often, to tell you the truth. I'm a bit wobbly.
Aha, can't handle your ale. I see. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Well, good evening.
Maman?
Monsieur Leblanc. Esteemed Leblanc. Dear Antoine Leblanc. Dear Antoine. Ugh, Leblanc. I'm writing to you because despite your excellent, no, too generic, unparalleled submissions, you have yet to attend a supervisor meeting with me. It would be my great pleasure to, no, too keen. As a student, it is expected, no, obligatory, that you attend these meetings in order to satisfy the conditions of your enrollment. Oh, don't want to scare him off. As a student, it is expected that you attend at least one of these meetings per term to retain your place at the École. My office is located in the main building, third door on the left. Please come and see me on the 5th, otherwise, regrettably, you will cease to be a student here. Regards, Joseph Louis Lagrange. I'm not really going to throw him out, but it's an incentive for him to come along, isn't it?
What was that, Joseph?
Simply that my prospective protege is eluding me still, so I'm writing him a letter.
Why don't you post one to the address we have on file and pin one up on the submissions box? That way he can't miss it.
Good idea. I simply want to meet the boy, give him a pat on the back.
He may be brimming with potential, but he still needs a mentor.
Don't we all? And some of his ideas are so unconventional. I'm dying to get more of an insight into his mind.
Me too, my friend. Think what he could do with a bit of guidance.
Exactly.
Apparently, Pierre is somewhat irked. Don't tell him I told you. He's all smiles in front of us. But I hear he is less than thrilled to see someone stepping on young Poisson's toes.
Is that so?
I can't quite believe he's gone. I just keep on thinking about funny little papa moments and how we'll never get to experience those again. Do you remember that time he threw me a surprise birthday party on completely the wrong day? It wasn't even the right month. Definitely was a surprise, though.
You always did have terrible timing. It's completely typical of him to die at this moment. The country's in a state of unrest. We have no income. We could be on the streets in a matter of months.
Pessimist, Maman. You mustn't worry. We've still got the house.
But you do see, don't you? How suddenly we're in a much more precarious position. You do understand what you need to do.
Yes, I do.
Good morning, monsieur.
I'm very sorry to hear about Monsieur Germain. My family sends their regards. Sophie,
Sorry, Maman, 1 second. Because of you, I had to disguise myself as a man. Run through Paris, risking my life to submit your essay. Had I not, you would have been expelled from the École. Instead of sitting with my father on his very last day, I stole his clothes whilst he slept. And I never got to say, where were you? Why couldn't you just stick to the agreement?
yes. Well, unfortunately, what happened was, things had been going so well for me at the École with my work and such, and Father was quite pleased with me, you can imagine, so he gave me a bit of money as a treat, and it was a rather lot of money, so I gathered the troops, so to speak. We had a big old night of it. That was the night before I was meant to drop around here. Unfortunate timing, really. The next day, I didn't wake up till midday. I had such a terribly sore head. The whole day was a total write-off, so it just didn't really work out.
Get out.
Yes, well, I can see you're not happy with me, but the thing is, this letter from Professor Lagrange.
Lagrange! Give it here.
So we're a bit stuffed.
He wants to see me on the 5th. Well, that's today. Oh, how long have you had this?
My mother put it on the side for me. I didn't spot it for a while.
I'm gonna
I
have to
don't-
confess.
You can't do that! You'll be expelled! I'll be
I
expelled!
was never enrolled.
Well, I'll be expelled!
What we've been doing is fraudulent. It was ridiculous to think we could get away with it.
Well, we can't come clean now. We'll go to prison. I'm sure my father could wrangle me a smaller sentence given my family standing and such, but you, I mean, who have you got to represent you? Yourself, your mother? Look, I may not be Isaac Newton, but I'm pretty sure no one's gonna take either of you seriously.
Our blessed republic.
And if you go to jail, you'll leave your mother here all alone with no prospects.
Well, what do we do?
We keep it up. You've disguised yourself before. Did you meet anyone while you were out?
Well, yes, actually.
And did they doubt you?
No.
Well, there you go. People see what they want to see, don't they? No one's gonna think you're a woman when they hear you talking about maths. It's beyond belief. Until graduation, you be me, I keep a low profile. But it might be worth thinking over the quality of your work.
What do you mean?
You know, it's just been a bit too good, hasn't it? It's drawing attention.
Lagrange wrote to me. Lagrange wants to meet me.
That isn't what we want, remember? And an inflated ego in a woman is not an attractive quality, by the way.
Well, you're lucky I see you for what you are. A product of your environment without capacity for independent thought.
Right, I feel that's probably an insult.
Don't dwell on it.
Look, I know you think I'm a bit of a rotten egg, so to speak, but I will say, if you do this for me, help me get my degree, well, I would repay you in some way. Perhaps I can marry you or something.
Okay, for real, get out. Just go.
Till next time, prospective wife.
I'm sorry to do this again, Papa. But did you hear that? Professor Lagrange wants to meet me. Oh, and if you didn't want me running through Paris, risking my life for mathematics, well, you shouldn't have fed my curiosity.
Are you looking for someone?
Oh, why, yes. I meant to be meeting with Professor Lagrange. He didn't give me an exact time, so...
The professor is currently attending a meeting at the academy, but he'll be back soon. I could take a message. What's your name?
Antoine Leblanc.
Ah, the famous Leblanc. Joseph has a real bee in his bonnet about you.
He does.
Yes, but I wouldn't get too excited. He is prone to caprice, and he's been out of sorts recently.
Oh, well, I guess I'll wait to hear what he has to say. I'll come back later. Thank you.
You know, I've read your essays, Leblanc. You have a creative style. It's unconventional.
Oh.
The thing is, here at the École, we teach our students certain approaches to mathematics which we expect them to conform to. To flout those so brazenly does not reflect well. To put it simply, your work lacks refinement. You can keep plugging away, of course, but without wishing to offend. I often get feelings about students, and I'm rarely wrong. I just don't think you have what it takes. It's good to know this now, before you put any serious effort in. Don't you think?
LeBlanc,
Poisson. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a... Oh, it's just... Everything's going wrong.
don't listen to Laplace. He's protective of me. He's invested so much time in me. I think, well, he wants me to be the best, and that's never been contested. Until now. But what he doesn't realize is, this is good for me. I want to be stretched. To have someone on the same page as me that I can debate and philosophize with. Well, I've loved it. And it makes me a better student. And to think, alongside all that, I've gained a friend. I spent a lifetime hiding, buried in a book, watching boys make friends around me, wondering what that took. I tried to let my guard down, go outside and play, but boys are cruel and unlike books, they change from day to day. I always knew that I was different, found it so hard to get along. I saw a formula of loneliness set out before me, but here you are proving me
not hard to compare. I built a paper fortress, found my solace there. I thought I was fulfilled, content to be alone. It's harder missing something that you've never known. I always thought that I was different. Never thought I could belong. I'm an outsider in a world that doesn't want to listen. But here you are proving me wrong. 'Cause you and I are parallel lines growing together. You and I are parallel lines, going, moving, flowing, improving, never slowing, but showing we're growing together. And there's something that I need to share that I've wanted to say but couldn't, didn't dare until today. But to know you and to hear what you have to say, well, I suddenly feel like I can. Poisson, Leblanc is alive. My name is Sophie Germain, and I pray that you'll understand and won't forget that you.
Sophie Germain, the girl I met once on the street, is that you? Can it really be? Sophie Germain, I'm overwhelmed. This pizza sweet. It's true you lied, but I see why, and you confided in me. And it shouldn't make a difference. It shouldn't make a difference when we're together, growing together.
The professors can't find out. I'll have to run and tell LeBlanc that you know, then I'll dash back for my meeting with Lagrange. As LeBlanc. Oh, you can see how horribly confusing this all is. I'm so glad you know. Thank you for being. I'll see you later. Oh, I'm so sorry. Professor.
Not to worry. You're acquainted with Antoine Leblanc.
Oh, why, yes. He's my suitor.
Ah, well, how fortuitous that I should run into you. We're meant to be meeting today, you see, but unfortunately I had a last-minute schedule change this morning, and I'm afraid I might have missed him.
I think he did try and see you earlier.
Darn it, and I so want to meet him. You're lucky to have such an intelligent friend. He's made quite an impact on the École.
Really?
Yes, and me in particular. I very much enjoyed his essay on the algebraic solution of equations.
Oh, well, he was greatly influenced by you, Professor, when writing that one, since it was your 1770 paper that was the first to consider roots of an equation as abstract quantities rather than having numerical values.
So he shares his thoughts with you, then?
Sometimes, yes.
And you carry his notes around with you?
I offer my delivery services when he's on the move.
Well, tell him, having had a quick scan of this sheet, he needs to look at problem 3 again.
Really? Oh, he's confused X and Y. Silly mistake. I'll just make a quick note of that for him.
Similar handwriting you two have.
Oh, well, he's helping me with my letters.
I'm not sure you need much help, Ms. Apologies, I don't know your name.
It's Sophie Germain.
What a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Mann, truly. I feel I might have met your father a couple of times at the Constituent Assembly. I was sad to hear of his passing. Anyway, I can see you and LeBlanc are equals, intellectually speaking. A fine match.
Right.
Tell LeBlanc not to worry about later. I can pass on what I need to say through you. Could you tell him, please, I understand why he hadn't come to see me before today and that he needn't feel anxious about it? Can you also tell him that I'm about to publish the end-of-term submission results and that he's come first in his year, and that he should feel very proud of that, especially given all the independent study he must have done? Can you also tell him that he should continue exactly as he is doing, reviewing notes and submitting work? And please tell him that I will be in touch in due course, as I would like to officially become his sponsor.
First in the year? Are you sure, Professor?
Quite sure.
And what exactly does it mean to be his sponsor?
It means I'll support him financially and academically so that going forward he can prioritize his studies.
Oh, well, that's incredibly generous of you, Professor. I don't know what to say. I know that this would mean the world to him.
Wonderful.
I'll go and find him then.
Right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye for now. And Mr. Mon. Well done.
In a moment, life can change before your eyes. In that moment, every feeling starts to bond and reconstruct and harmonize. Each thought begins to interlace as every piece falls into place, and you see the start of something new. The scene replays, the vision reappears. The man you've studied all those years says that the one he wants is you. And I may have got to go, but I am flying higher now that I know there's a reason that I must persist. 'Cause every chain reaction needs a catalyst. I found my calling. I found my calling.
Sophie Germain, we meet at last. Oh, welcome to the rest of your life. Now let's make up for time that's past. Yes, welcome to the rest of your life.
Has Lagrange lost the plot? LeBlanc's in simian spot. Well, this will simply not do.
Well, I believe Joseph is entitled to.
This is a ludicrous score. His style's too rough and too raw.
But you have to admit he's got quite the eye.
I may have far to go, but I am flying higher now that I know there's a reason that I must persist. 'Cause every chain reaction needs a catalyst. I found my calling. I found my calling.
Hi, Professor.
That hotshot LeBlanc's come top of the year. It's embarrassing for me and for you. The reason I give you so much of my time, Simeon, is because I trust you're not going to waste it. I expect you to outperform your cohort without exception. Second place is not an option. I won't be able to continue our sessions until I see an improvement. And just yesterday, I'd put in a good word for you with the Bureau de Longitude. They were going to offer you a placement, but it was contingent on you coming first in the year.
In a moment, life can change before your eyes. In that moment, every feeling starts to shift and deconstruct and synthesize. The moment disappears from view, so does the life you thought you knew, as she walks the path you planned to tread. You thought that you were standing side by side, but she has passed you in her stride, and now she's racing miles ahead.
When I nurture a charity case, I expect to see results.
Sir, there's something I need to tell you about LeBlanc. Something I have to report.
And I may have far to go, but I am flying higher now that I know there's a reason that I must persist. differential fractions, then some lunch. In the afternoon, I start creating formulas whilst contemplating all the mysteries of the universe. I try to trust my intuition, follow every hunch. And Professor Lagrange visits twice a week. He helps me embrace my inner geek. Do you know what the most delicious aspect of maths is? Pie. We work together for hours on end. More than a tutor, he's now a friend. And I know that he'll support me, come what may. His sponsorship has set me free. There's no more pressure financially. I'm fully focused on my work and getting better every day. But the one disadvantage is I'm stuck here. Wish I could be outside building my career. I know that this won't be easy, there's so far to go. I know that this won't be easy. Tell me what I need to know.
Who knew that life could be so fun? Associate professor at 21. And my essay indirect, you will the savant heterogène. Trust me, that's good. Then the Bureau of Longitude recognized my natural aptitude. I may be chief astronomer. They said I'm destined for the stars, and well, I guess I'm on my way.
And I long to go out and share my earth. Get the credit and praise that I deserve.
I wouldn't say it's been easy, there's some way to go. What it hasn't been easy, I'm learning what I need to know.
Your new book.
I never thought
A function f of x is differentiable at the point
I
a
would
if n tends to a,
achieve
which is never allowed to reach. The value of the quotient
so
f of x
much
minus
so
f of a
soon.
divided by x minus a tends to
In
a
my
limiting value
career,
called the derivative of the function f of x
still
at
I
a.
work hard. And I believe
Acknowledgement should be given to S. Germain,
it's my
whose
result
insights have informed this understanding.
that got me here.
Reference me. I'm in a book. Can it really be? He thinks so highly of me.
I'll stick to my strategy and be the toast of Paris.
Though it won't always be easy, I'm determined to grow.
Though I know it's not easy, I'll get where I need to go. I'll get where I need to go.
I'll get where I need to go.
How's your experiment faring, Joseph?
Very well indeed, Pierre. How kind of you to take an interest. My experiment, as you wish to refer to the living, breathing Mr. Mon, is flourishing.
Is that so? And where is the evidence of that?
I have faith, Pierre, that in time we shall see.
I'm just glad we've emerged from the situation relatively unscathed. The decision to keep this development to ourselves was prudent.
Yes, well, the decision not to escalate the matter came from my commitment to the Ecole. I'd rather not give the state a reason for its closure. Excluding LeBlanc and ensuring Miss Chaman is forbidden from submitting work ought to suffice in this case. You know where I stand on Joseph's involvement here, but if his reputation is tarnished for encouraging fraudulent behavior, Pierre, then what hope is there for the university?
How lucky I am to have such a humanitarian colleague, Pierre, even though he seems to deem an educated woman a deadly sin. Is it even really about that? Or is it just about eliminating any viable rivals to Poisson?
I think it's safe to say there are no rivals of any viability in sight.
Well, who can say what Joseph and Miss Jamon have been cooking up?
Indeed. It is fortunate there are no laws against my privately tutoring Miss Jamon on her own turf.
No laws, just the cost of your own reputation, it would seem.
How fortunate, then, that I have come to realize how little that matters, at least presently.
And what exactly do you mean by that?
I simply mean that I am less occupied with what my peers think of my current actions than with the legacy I leave for future generations.
Hear, hear. And I think it's no exaggeration to say that you, Joseph, have changed the mathematical landscape for good.
Thank you, Adrian. Right back at you, as the younger generation say.
Well, I wish one of the Geriatric Academy members would hurry up and leave his legacy behind him. They've been keeping their seats warm for Poisson for far too long now.
Poisson is still a young man, Pierre. There is no doubt he will occupy a seat at the Academy in due course.
Patience has never been your strong suit, Pierre.
I do not appreciate that, Adrian, and this incessant sycophancy towards Joseph does not become you. And actually, I may have arranged a little something with Emperor Napoleon that will help give Poisson the renown he deserves.
Oh.
Ernst Chladni, the touring scientist, has enchanted Napoleon with his vibrating plate demonstration, and subsequent to my encouragement, he is to set a national competition to find the scientific explanation for this phenomena. You'll see for yourselves, there'll be an announcement and a demonstration at the École on Friday, and in fact, I'm off to fine-tune the details.
He doesn't realize, does he?
What?
He thinks so lowly of Miss Jamon and her abilities that in attempting to push forward the career of his own protege even further, he's completely neglected to notice he set up the perfect opportunity for her.
A national contest open to anyone!
Quite! Let the games begin!
Woohoo! I wasn't expecting you today, Professor.
Big news, my dear, big news. Couldn't wait.
Someone found the proof of Fermat's last theorem.
Well, not that big, but still extremely pertinent.
I'll leave the two of you.
No, madame, I'd like you to see this too.
Oh, well, don't expect any mathematical contributions from this direction.
She finds it all incredibly tedious.
Here we go. Last week, the École was fortunate enough to have a demonstration from one Ernst Chladni.
He wrote Discoveries in the Theory of Sound.
That's right. Now, this demonstration, it was truly quite remarkable. So I'm going to do my best to recreate it, to do as Chladni did. Now, mesdames and madams, prepare yourselves for a spectacular sight. So let's embark on a journey of visual feast beyond reason or seemingly so. All that I ask is you lend me your eyes. See my ingredients here, just some sand on a black metal plate and a violin bow. Put them together, they metamorphise. There are times when words alone cannot express the beauty that occurs when forces coalesce. So take a moment to believe, 'cause we're standing on the precipice of magic. Take a moment to believe in the strange and the arcane, the things that go against the grain of all we know. Take a step, let go. So ends my momentary stint as a stage entertainer, but Sophie, I hope you'll have found.
The patterns adjust you to changes in pitch.
Quite, go on.
These intricate shapes, geometric, they shift and become more elaborate depending on sound. The higher it goes, the more they bewitch.
Very good, madame. It seems we have not one bright spark, but two.
The elegance of science right in front of you.
So take a moment to believe, 'cause we're standing on the precipice of magic. Take a moment to believe,
And the truth, if
standing on the precipice of magic. Take a moment to believe.
Time to reach above my station and to build my reputation. Become one of them.
As you deserve. I've got a copy of the guidelines here. Pierre has stated that entry should use a Newtonian model. It's all set out as you'll see. But remember, above your reputation, above your standing at the academy, what's really important is you. Your thoughts, your opinions, your creativity, your original way of thinking.
But I never asked to be original. I'm only like this because there are so many gaps in my training. I'd rather just not have the gaps.
But don't you see, it's your lack of formal training that isn't a hindrance.
With
It's
respect,
what opens the doors to new
sir,
ideas.
It is very easy for you to say that. You're out there. You're living. Renowned and valued. One of them.
And so too will you be. When you win this contest, my dear, France won't be able to ignore you any longer.
Do you really think she could do it, Professor?
I have no doubt. But as I'm part of the judging panel, I won't be able to guide or advise. You're on your own for now.
This is the moment all of our hard work has been leading up to, isn't it?
Time to show 'em what you've got.
Professor Laplace!
Is any last-minute nerves before your panel presentation?
Actually, that's
I'm
what
excited to see what you've got for us.
It's just...
Now, as a judge, I can't answer any questions prior to your presentation, but we'll have a good chinwag about it afterwards.
Sir,
You know, we've only received one entry. Not one other mathematician in France felt as if you were up to it. You don't seem as buoyed as I'd expected.
The thing is, Professor...
Oh, modest boy, ever humble, no need, no.
It isn't my entry. I didn't submit. I couldn't... It was too challenging, sir.
Simeon. That is, well,
Good morning, Professor Laplace.
in a skirt today, Miss Schumann. How novel. The presentation will begin in 5 minutes.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you waiting for your presentation too?
Something like that.
It's been a while. Oh, I heard about you becoming an associate professor. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've done so well. I guess we're back to old times, battling it out for top place.
You don't have to be nice.
Believe it or not, I haven't spent these few years stewing at home. What I did was wrong, in the eyes of the state. And I get it. You're an upstanding citizen with a responsibility to society.
Miss Jaman, we will see you now.
Oh, plus, of course, there's the fact that you couldn't bear to be second fiddle to a woman.
A riddle I can solve, ideas escape, the words all blur, and I'm left peering at a page on empty of the tape. The golden boy who couldn't take silver, not to her, now he's left crouching in a cage, entirely of his making. And all that he can hear is silence, no acclamation, no applause, just silence. Here I stand in the in-between, the either-or, trapped in nothingness while life goes on beyond a door that I can't open. I can't open. While you see it's impossible for both of us to grow together, friends once more with shared routines. Oh, could we try? Yeah. Contemplate a world in which I share these thoughts and show myself as pride awakens, intervenes and keeps me quiet. And all that I can hear is silence, an ever-present wall of silence. Here I stand in the in-between, the either-or, trapped in nothingness while life goes on beyond a door that I can't open. I can't open. Laplace has seen my failings for himself. Laplace will try to raise me up and free me from my fate. Laplace will place me back upon the shelf. But to explore the mysteries of the universe, it's someone as erudite as you. It pushed me harder, stretched me further, show me paths I've never tried, outside the box, but now it locks with me inside. Here I stand in the in-between, the either or, trapped in nothingness while life goes on beyond and all that I can't open. I can't open. The door won't open anymore.
It's just so frustrating because I thought I had it.
Well, what you did present was not matched by anyone else in France.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I just can't believe Poisson didn't tell me.
I feel for him.
What? Oh, come on.
He's under a lot of pressure, and Pierre, as kind to him as he's been, well, getting a return on his investment is very much a part of the equation.
I can't believe you're asking me to sympathize with Poisson.
I'm not asking that. The boy meddled and made things harder for you. That's undeniable. I'm just saying it's not completely black and white. He hasn't had the easiest life. Not having family in the picture, being plucked out of an orphanage school by Pierre, he probably feels like it's a debt he can never fully repay.
Well, at least he could go to school. At least it was fine for him to receive an education and go to university and win endless awards and already be an associate. If I could trade places with him, I would do it in a heartbeat.
I feel that's misguided.
You know nothing about what it's like to be completely isolated from the community you want to be a part of. To always feel like an outsider, no matter how much you work, no matter how much you set yourself apart.
You don't think that's exactly how Poisson feels too? You know what it is to have friends, what it is to be loved.
Right, by my dead father and a mother who doesn't understand me.
Yes, two people who love you very much. Plus me, of course.
I didn't need you to be giving me a lecture after I just failed. I needed you to be telling me that what I presented had potential and I need to keep going with it. Not that I'm this awful, unfeeling woman who isn't grateful for what she has. Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse.
And a good day to you, too. I'm actually here on official business. Doesn't that sound smart? Official business. Who needs an engineering degree anyway? No matter you got me kicked out of the école, Ms. Germain, because Antoine Leblanc is here on official business.
My brain hurts. What's going on, Antoine?
I'm working at my father's bank. Pretty ironic, because I'm actually dreadful with numbers, but we have a laugh about it most of the time. I'm managing your late father's account, and I'm just here to let you and your mother know that practically all of your affairs are in order for at least the next 3 years, so long as you don't go living above your means, you know, none of that fancy ink for your quills or...
That's reassuring, because it doesn't look like I'm going to be winning 3,000 francs anytime soon.
3,000 francs? That's a princely sum. You'd be set for life. What contest is this?
You know, Chladni plates, Napoleon.
Oh, aren't those charming sand patterns? It's like magic, isn't it?
Well, in as much as it's eluding me. I just don't know how much longer I can keep going with it, Antoine. Maybe I'm not cut out for it.
That doesn't sound like the girl who tricked me into committing fraud to get her hands on some algebra, who risked her life to submit an essay on... What was it?
Analytic functions.
Good grief, yes, that. So you entered this contest, it didn't work out.
Pretty much.
So what's next?
Well, they're extending the deadline and praying they can give the prize to anyone but me, I imagine.
Quel dommage! If I'd have known that plat de jour would have been a soup of self-pity served up with a bread roll of bitterness, I wouldn't have visited your establishment. I don't mean to be rude, but your miserable demeanor sort of killing the mood. You've got nothing, pal, to worry about. Sophie, you have a marvelous mind. Heck, a fool like me can tell you're one of a kind, but it's taking you too long to work that out. I can guarantee the outlook's not as bleak as it may seem. The only thing you're lacking is a dose of self-esteem. Say hello, brand new you, presenting every sum with flair. very tough and very long. And at any moment things could go impossibly wrong. But when has that ever stopped you before? You've walked through fire, you've been through hell. You've battled with Beelzebub and all of his demons as well. Surely you can take a little more. So maybe on your first attempt you didn't get it right. But the Sophie that I know will not go down without a fight. Say hello, brand new you, battle ready and renewed by all the knowledge you've accrued. They'll be spellbound, yes, all you have to do is be the phoenix from the flames and kick some ass and take some names. How does that sound to you? It's true you're not the kind of scientist that one meets every day. You're not indifferent or aloof, and you're not balding, old and gray. But I promise you without a shred of doubt that you can do this. If you set your mind to this, then you'll pull through this. Sophie, come and meet the brand new you. To count her out would be unwise, 'cause she's a shoo-in for that prize. They'll be spellbound, yes, all you have to do is show those boffins what you know, and I'll get to say, I told you so. How does that sound to you?
Miss Shamans, you decided to join us.
Sorry, the streets were really crowded due to...
Yes, well, regardless, you are still 10 minutes late.
11.
Simeon,
11 minutes late, which will, of course, eat into your presentation time.
where's Professor Lagrange?
Oh, goodness, you don't know. I'm so sorry to tell you in this manner. I'm afraid Joseph had a heart attack 2 days ago, and they weren't able to save him. It's a terrible loss. I know he meant a great deal to you and to me, too.
Professor Pousson has stepped in at short notice. Shall we get going, Miss Shamon?
Are you all right to continue? We could reschedule.
No, I'll do it. Sorry, can I just have a minute? Okay. Considering your notes on my last submission, in my new paper I have put forth, friend, I never thought I'd have my one enthusiast. Your understanding paramount, your knowledge unsurpassed. The ending of a union I thought would always last. So how to fill the hole that's left by all that you amassed? No easy solution, no ready reply, limited to asking why. The only rule here is the rules don't apply.
Thank you, Miss Shamon. You appear to have arrived at the correct equation, and to have proven it in a number of special cases is really quite remarkable.
Is the number of special cases enough? The Academy has requested the finished article.
There's also a few errors here. A spelling mistake on campanaro.
Oh, come now, we know what she meant. Perhaps we also need to consider that in conducting these experiments, Miss Shamon had a very limited number of resources and tools.
Lest you forget, Adrian, the mission of the Academy is to award a prize for the correct solution.
And it's not about who tried the hardest or had
I
the
think
least
that's
amount
enough.
of resources.
Shall we conduct the ballot?
I'm afraid you have not been deemed the winner, Miss Shaman. However, on the recommendation of Professor Legendre, the Academy has seen fit to award you with an honorable mention in recognition of what you've achieved so far. You're still the only entrant, so the contest will be extended again. You are welcome to resubmit. Good day, Miss Shaman.
And well done.
An honorable mention in a one-person contest. Congratulations truly are in order. So let me try to get this straight. She somehow managed to calculate this remarkable equation from just working in her room. She didn't win, it's not quite there, but with some tweaks it's beyond compare. Theory is destined for the start, but needs a little help to bloom. How did she find it so easy? How did she know? Could this make everything easy, easy, and get me where I need to go?
Well, you don't look like someone who's recently won 3,000 francs, but given you'd probably be reading either way, it's hard to tell.
I didn't win. But my equation is correct, so all is not lost. There's just a lot of work I need to do to refine it. And I'm still not convinced I'm approaching it in quite the right way. It's not quite adding up. You have no interest in this, do you?
None whatsoever.
What have you got there?
It's a gift, actually, for you, but it's meant to temper some bad news, so I should probably start with that. Yeah, remember when I said I was appalling with numbers? Well, unfortunately, that wasn't an exaggeration. So when I said your financial situation was set for the next 3 years, well, that was actually a mistake, a rather huge mistake. I got some of the numbers the wrong way around. It's actually 3 weeks, which means you won't be able to pay the next installment on your house, which means technically the bank will be within its rights to repossess it. But as long as you win this contest, you'll be fine.
Antoine, I can't assume that's going to happen.
Well, you don't really have any other prospects, do you? Good news is I can probably keep it on the down low for a while if you need to find some income from elsewhere. And not to forget this, I get a little embarrassed when people open gifts in front of me, so I will just leave you to it. But I'm fairly certain you don't have this one yet. Just came out yesterday, hot off the press. Thought it might help you with your work. And I am sorry about the terribly awful money situation, but I have faith in you. You can do it!
Ethereum Vibrating Plates by Simeon Denis Poisson. What? My equation. Sorry, book. It's not your fault. But the audacity, the sheer nerve of it. He's taken my equation, which I presented in confidence to a judging panel for a contest which is still ongoing, and he's printed it here, under his name. Simeon, what happened to you? He's tidied up that one bit in the exact way I was planning to. And that other bit. Although it's clear he's got the foundations wrong. Seeing it printed here, it's obvious that the Newtonian approach is the wrong framework to be working in. Oh my God. The Newtonian framework is wrong. The very approach they've told us to take is wrong. That's what's been holding me back. Poisson couldn't see it because it's also ingrained for him, but for me, what was it Professor Lagrange said? A lack of formal training can open the door to new ideas. Explain the maths of this enigma with style and grace, but make it fit with the systems we have in place. Strive to defend, not to debate. But if we stick to the rules, we'll eventually stall. We must take steps to digress, doesn't matter how small. That's how we learn, how we create. Am I the answer to a question you don't know? Am I a garden which in solitude had space to grow unfettered? the way, but Mr. Newton and his apples have both had their day, and now it's time to deviate. We need to move forward instead of falling behind. Elasticity requires an elastic mind. We have to bend if we truly wish to innovate. Am I the answer to a question you don't know? Am I a garden which in solitude had space to grow unfettered by the dictums of the age? Unlettered, but you can't fill an empty page. Let me show you how to explain the unexplained. That's the reason we explore. That's how our interest is sustained, wondering what else lies in store. It's the fire that ignites and inspires us to learn, to strive for more. Am I the answer to a question you don't know? Am I a garden which in solitude had space to grow unfettered by the dictums of the age? Unlettered, but you can't fill an empty page. Let me show you. I am the answer to a question you don't know. I am a garden which in solitude had space to grow unfettered by the dictums of the age. Unlettered, but you can't fill an empty page. I will show you how. I theorized that the reason these intriguing wave patterns appear is that at a given point of the vibrating plate, the structural force exerted by the plate to restore it to the plane is proportional to the average of the maximal and minimal planar curvatures of the surface. The mean curvature of the surface thus captures geometrically the elastic force exerted by the plate. Upon my last submission, the Academy correctly highlighted that despite my correct equation, there were shortcomings within my work. As a result, I have diligently sought to extend the scope of my hypothesis. Previously, I had considered the geometry of 4 points to justify my theory that the elastic force is proportional to the change in curvature. However, I now submit that the elastic force is proportional to the difference between the underformed and deformed surface. Since shape is determined by curvature, the elastic force is proportional to the difference in curvature.
Thank you, Miss Schumann. It was short, but it works.
Your submission shows remarkable progress from your last. You've not been slouching. Shall we conduct the ballot?
Given that there's only 2 of us this time, I imagine it won't take long.
I felt that because of Professor Poisson's recent work on the topic, he would not be able to provide objectivity in his judgment. Just a moment, please.
Well, you kept pushing. And may I just say one thing, Miss Schumann? You are certainly robust.
You've done it! You've won the contest! As well as receiving 3,000 francs, you will be invited to attend a public ceremony in your honor. Congratulations, Miss Schumann. You must be elated.
Gosh, I don't know what
How does it feel to achieve all you've dreamed? To have battled Goliath and won? How does it feel to have reached for the stars and stumbled upon the sun? You're the toast of the town now. You're the name on everybody's lips. Paris finally knows who you are. This life's a card game, and you're the one who's holding all the chips. We always knew knew that you'd go far. How does it feel to be the headline in need of some headroom? The female mathematician making waves on her bedroom. Who's the crazy, canny, clever girl who can Sophie Germain? How does it feel to be standing on your own 2 feet? To be living life with the elite? Sophie, how does it feel to ascend, to climb to new heights, to have excelled to the nth degree? How does it feel to be one of the greats of the Paris Academy? Now you can walk your own path. You can live your life by your own rules. No one can tell you what to do. You've got the moxie. You've got the skills. You've got the tools. What you do next is up to you. Well, go on, spit it out.
Well, now that I'm a member, surely I will be able to attend all of the lectures.
Sophie, you see, though I really hate to dwell on the details, I'm sad to say our lectures are not open to females. Well, not unless you are a male member's wife, then you're set for life.
It's not that we agree, no, it's an outdated point of view.
But you probably got much better things to do. So, Sophie,
Just let it be.
Can you at least tell me when my paper is going to be published?
well, I'm afraid due to Professor Poisson's text on vibrating plates, the Academy has deemed it unnecessary to publish your findings. However, you are still the first woman ever to win a prize of this standing. Sophie Shaman, you've changed the game.
One thing's for sure, and that's tonight there'll be no celebrating. With every word, I feel this fragile victory dissipating.
It's time to set this world ablaze.
'Cause every time I think I found a single hint of success, another barrier appears to swiftly stop my progress.
Yes, for someone like you,
That's
the
it!
worries will be few.
I quit!
You'll use your genius to
I'm
set
done
aside your
with
troubles
playing
and
this
strife.
game.
Time to enjoy your newfound fame. Yes, welcome to the rest.
How does it feel to be spoken to with such condescension, to maneuver through a world of prejudice and pretension, to have to seem elated when you're thrown a crumb, smile and keep stum? How does it feel to be gracious in the face of defeat, only to be plagiarized by the elite? Tell me how, tell me how, tell me how does it feel?
You did it. You won the contest.
Yeah. Funny, it doesn't feel like I thought it would.
How so? Hollow?
I've been trying for so long to get their approval. Professor Laplace's especially, and the Academy's. I wanted to be recognized as one of them. I won a national contest, and yet you make it look effortless.
Me? Laplace didn't speak to me for weeks after I failed to enter the contest. And Legendre, he lost all respect for me after I published that paper. We're both outsiders looking in.
You know, it's taken me so long to realize that their approval doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they think of me in this moment or in this lifetime even. So long as I work and the work continues. So long as I don't compromise myself or my ideas. I believe in what I've done, and I've demonstrated its validity. I'm pretty sure that's what Professor Lagrange was trying to tell me the whole time. They're not publishing my paper, my winning paper, so I'm going to do it myself, with some of the money from the prize. And I will be directly addressing some of the points you made in your essay. You know, the one featuring my equation before I had the chance to put it out into the world. You know what I spotted on my way out? It's the prototype for this year's entrance exam. The reason that both of us were pulled into this world is because of our love of maths. Our love of finding truths, finding solutions, and finding the most elegant ways of expressing them. Before the awards, the professorships, the assembly seat, that's what it came down to. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think you may have lost sight of that. I hope you find it again.
Your legion of fans! Who knew that little girls could be so interested in maths?
Me, I knew. I always knew. Who cares about the snobby old academy when this is on the horizon? They can dismiss one woman, but not an army.
There's something else too.
Take a look, breathe it in, feel the fire burning within. Years of work, findings unfurled, and now I'll share that with the world. Though it's guaranteed to drive the academy berserk, I used a bit of the prize money to self-publish my work. I'm done with integrating, but I'll keep innovating. Curiosity will light the way, 'cause all it takes is a single spark. My mum, do you remember when I was a kid and I was completely obsessed with Fermat's last theorem? Well, I've been doing a lot of work on it and I think I may have made a breakthrough.
We've only just solved the elasticity thing.
Go sit. X squared plus y squared equals z squared, more commonly known as
Pythagoras' theorem?
Yes, Mum. Well, it has an infinite number of whole number solutions. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. 9 squared plus 40 squared equals 41 squared. 3,805 squared plus 9,132 squared equals 9,893 squared, and so on. However, what Fermat proposed was that there was no whole number solutions for when x cubed plus y cubed equals z cubed, or for when x to the power of 4 plus y to the power of 4 equals z to the power of 4, or anything above that. This can be expressed as xy to the power of n equals z when n is greater than 2. So far, mathematicians have shown that there is no whole number solutions for when n is 3 or n is 4, but this still means that there's an infinite number of solutions left to solve. What I propose is a different approach, an elastic approach. The Sophie Germain prime. Working title. Take a prime number, double it, add 1, and if your answer is another prime number, voila! You have a Sophie Germain prime. SGP. Let's try with 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 is a prime number, so 5 is a Sophie Germain prime. Now let's try with 7. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15, so no Sophie Germain prime there. Why am I telling you this? Well, if we return to Fermat's equation, I have been able to show that when n is a Sophie Germain prime, 5, 11, 23, 29, 41, 53, well, it is almost impossible that a whole number solution exists. And that means we're on our way to a proof. They can belittle and ignore me, but I'll still tell my story. Curiosity will light the way, 'cause all it takes is a single spark, and the world grows brighter. One flame's enough to navigate the dark, to take the lead. One spark is all you need. Research on the theory of elastic surfaces by Sophie Germain.